This video is sponsored by nobody. Nobody sponsors these videos, unfortunately. At least not yet. Anybody that wants me to do a paid promotion for their videos, go ahead and hit me up. Call me anytime. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. What I am here to talk about is what I usually do at the end of the videos. You see, we are about a little over 40 people away from hitting 4,000 subscribers, which is pretty good for our channel, considering that we've been on this slow grow over the last couple of years. But it's a step in the right direction. But if you do really like these videos and you want to see more of them, any of these videos on our channel in particular, please go ahead, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and also hit the notification button. And also do the same thing over on our other channel, the Reviewing Network Live, which is also slowly growing as time goes on. Do the same thing over there. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button if you can. So just wanted to get that out of the way since we're that close to 4,000. We're currently at 3,959 as of the day I'm recording this, which is September 10th, at about near 11 o'clock at night. So please, like I said, like, subscribe, hit the notification button if you want to see more videos, and also give this video a thumbs up if you want to. So, with that said, on with the show. It's another edition of Time About the Movies, and today we're taking a look at the 4 movies of August 19th, 2005. Now on today's show, we have the movie that launched Steve Carell's career into the super stratosphere, as well as the feature career of director Judd Apatow. We also have Wes Craven directing Rachel McAdams and Cillian Murphy in a psychological thriller in Red Eye. And we also have a movie by Disney, an animated movie by Disney, created by the producers of Shrek and Shrek 2, and if I didn't tell you that this was a Disney animated movie, you would have never guessed that from the trailer that I'm going to show you. But we also have a movie about motocrossing. So, yeah, let's go ahead and jump on into it. We'll start with the biggest new release of the weekend, and as, of course, Steve Carell as the titular, the 40-year-old virgin.
How can you go 40 years and not have sex?
After a lifetime of awkward moments,
I'm sorry.
Andy Stitzer has given up on going all the way.
You can't not that you go on being a virgin.
But his friends won't give up on him.
You gotta highlight your attributes. Need to wax that whole Teen Wolf thing you got going.
No, Kelly Clarkson!
The 40-year-old virgin.
This is not a good look for me!
Rated R. Starts August 19th.
So this is the 40-year-old virgin, in which Steve Carell stars as the titular 40-year-old virgin, Andy, an employee in an electronics store, where it's revealed that he is indeed a virgin, and so his co-workers, Paul Rudd, Romany Malco, and Seth Rogen, help to help him lose his virginity. And while they're doing that, Andy falls in love with this woman played by Catherine Keener. And watching Steve Carell's performance in Anchorman and led Judd Apatow to casting him in the lead role for this movie, and they actually wrote the film together. And it was based off of a sketch Carell created when he was at Second City about a man who's at age 40 who hides a secret. And the film went on to become a massive hit. I mean, this was one of those movies in that summer of 2005 where, the relaunch of the R-rated raunchy comedy began with the movies like Wedding Crashers, and this movie in particular. And this was easily the best of the bunch that came out at that time, because this is a really, really funny movie, and it showed what Judd Apatow's potential is as a film director. This is the guy who established his name pretty much beforehand with shows like Freaks and Geeks, criminally underrated shows like Freaks and Geeks, as well as Undeclared, which only lasted one season, but were great shows either way you look at them. Plus, Judd Apatow's name had slowly but surely become kind of what Steven Spielberg was back in the 1980s. You put his name on any of these movies that we got coming up with, the frat pack in general, chances are the movie was going to be a hit regardless. But then there were times when it wasn't, but this is still a really damn good movie. I mean, this is a really good film. And also a film that launched Steve Carell into the stratosphere as a superstar. I mean, keep in mind, this was also the year that he starred in The Office, which did not start off strongly for NBC, but as time went on to become such a massive hit for them, at a time when NBC was desperate for a hit. I mean, this was when NBC dropped to 4th place behind Fox in 2005. I mean, that was a pretty big deal back then, but this movie really shows everybody in here showing the potentials that they would have later down the road. Not just Steve Carell, not just Paul Rudd, not just Romany Malco, not just Seth Rogen, but Jane Lynch is also in here. Catherine Keener, Elizabeth Banks is very funny in here. Leslie Mann is very funny in here. A lot of really good, funny talent all throughout this movie. And the film is just so funny. It's just so, it's so well done. Kat Dennings also in the movie too. I forgot to mention her playing the daughter of Catherine Keener's character. It's just a really, really funny movie. It's a funny film with so many memorable moments in there. Just so many great one-liners, so many great jokes all the way through. Just a great, great film overall. What more can I say about it? The 40-Year-Old Virgin, one of the best raunchy comedies ever made. Just an absolutely brilliant film. Can't recommend it enough. Definitely seek it out. 40-Year-Old Virgin. So with that said, on to the next movie we have here, and that is Rachel McAdams and Cillian Murphy in Wes Craven's Red Eye.
Very delayed flight to Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You?
Sadly, yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's why God created the Tex-Mex. Best nachos in the airport. Save your seat?
Hi.
What do you have? To always looking forward.
Cheers. Hi. That's actually my son.
You're kidding. You're not kidding. So what are the odds, huh?
I know.
You're not stalking me, are you?
No. So what do you do? Oh my God.
Lisa. Sometimes bad things happen to good people.
Maybe one of the greatest 360 turns in the trailer, because it starts off like your typical romantic comedy, like this is a sequel to The Terminal, but no, it takes that 360-degree turn, and then you realize that Wes Craven's involved in this, and this ain't music of the heart. This is Wes Craven tackling something that's definitely outside of his norm, but definitely a movie that fits right into where you expect a movie with Wes Craven involved in it to be at. And in the film, you have Rachel McAdams, a hotel manager who's ensnared into an assassination plot by a terrorist played by Cillian Murphy while aboard a red-eye flight to Miami. And this is Wes Craven tackling something that he hasn't really tackled beforehand. This is one of those movies, like I said, with music of the heart, where he's not doing a horror movie, he's doing something completely outside of his norm. And while this isn't technically a horror movie, it's a pretty intense psychological thriller. And the writer of this is Carl Ellsworth, who would later go on to write the really good Disturbia with Shia LaBeouf in it. This is a really good movie, and one that really did take me by surprise in general, and how much it actually was really good. Rachel McAdams and Cillian Murphy, they work off each other so well in here. And this is another one of those movies with Rachel McAdams in it where you see the star power she would have in this year, because this is the second movie she's in with Wedding Crashers that came out the month before, and then we'll have her in The Family Stone later in the year. That really shows that this chick's got a bright future ahead of her, and she's going to basically rule the world pretty much. And you got Brian Cox in here as well. The tension is very good. I really didn't know where it was going to go. The escalation of this movie as it goes along really is well done. It's a really good psychological thriller, and one that I don't think gets enough attention. It's a really good movie, and one of Wes Craven's most underrated gems of a film, and one that shows the range he has as a director as a whole. Like, he could make movies that outside of the horror movie genre like this, and if he did more of those, I think he would have been one of the great directors of all time. Not to say that he isn't, but this would have really shown what he can do outside of doing just, horror movies in general. This is a really good film. Can't recommend it enough. Another one I say, definitely seek it out, Red Eye. So with all that said, let's move on to the next movie we have here, and that is Valiant.
From the producer of Shrek and Shrek 2.
Valiant Pigeon, reporting for duty, sir.
Too small. You should be yay high, and you're not even hay high. Charming.
As homing pigeons, it's our duty to transport messages in the worst of conditions. Wind, rain, sleet, snow, bombs exploding, bullets flying. And as if that weren't enough, Mother Nature has the audacity to create the Falcon. 20 pounds of pigeon-eating muscle.
You know they'll send a cracked team to rescue me.
These new recruits are our only chance.
We're the ones they picked to send on the most important mission.
This band of misfits is doing it for love.
Hello, nurse. Well, do you have a little something for a brave pigeon about to go into battle? Hey, darling?
Is this what you had in mind?
For honor.
Fly, pigeons, fly!
Oh dear.
For country.
Amazing action! Come on! Gentlemen, get ready to drop! I think I dropped already! Go, go, go!
This is sabotage!
When duty calls,
Pardonnez-moi, do you speak French?
does ooh la la
Mean anything to you?
they delivered? That boy's gonna get creamed. Walt Disney Pictures presents a Vanguard animation production.
At least have some breakfast before you go. Oh, Mom. Mom. Oh, no, thanks.
Valiant.
Come and get me, Falcons!
Yeah, if Disney didn't have their name on there, I would have never thought that this would be a movie that Disney would put out. But keep in mind, around this time, there was a lot of rumblings about Pixar splitting up from Disney. You know, this was around the time when Michael Eisner was about to drop out of Disney and Bob Iger was going to take over. This was about a month before Bob Iger came to the realization that when Shanghai Disneyland opened up, they realized there that more people during the parades were celebrating when the Pixar characters came out than they were the Disney characters, and it made Bob Iger realize, I've got to get Pixar back in the fold with us here. And thus, later on in the year, Pixar essentially came back to Disney, and we'll delve more into that once we get to Chicken Little, because that was the movie that was supposed to be the test of seeing what Disney can do outside of Pixar. But if you were to tell me this was a Disney movie, I would have never guessed it whatsoever. But this was produced by, I guess this was Disney's attempt to see if they can find success with other studios in general. They had another movie with The Wild coming out the next year, and that one didn't do so well either. But this is the company that gave us such classic movies as Happily Never After, and Space Chimps, and Get Squirrely, and No Malone, and Charming, and Trouble, and Fearless, and Rally Road Racers. All these classic movies that you have never even heard of in your entire life, and I completely am lying to you. These are not classic movies by any means necessary. And sadly, this one is not either. Just from the animation alone in that trailer, it looks really, really dated with these pigeons who don't even look like pigeons at times. There's literally one character in that trailer who literally looks like they took a human face and just plastered it on a pigeon. They didn't even try to make him look like a pigeon whatsoever. But this is a story about a group of World War pigeons during World War II, and it's based off of a story about hundreds of pigeons that helped the soldiers in the war. And something that really did happen, and something that could make for a very interesting film. Unfortunately, the film itself is just a complete mess of a film. Yeah, you get as many talents as you can involved in this. I mean, this is a cast that includes Ewan McGregor, Ricky Gervais, John Cleese, Olivia Williams, John Hurt, Jim Broadbent, Hugh Laurie, Tim Curry, Rick Mayall, Sharon Horgan, Jonathan Ross. But man, this is such a god-awful movie. This is a terrible film that I actually saw in theaters thinking that, well, it's a Disney movie. I mean, and Disney doesn't usually put their name on garbage animated movies, and yeah, they put their name on a garbage animated movie. And I think this was one of the first signs that Disney looked at this and said, okay, we need to find a way to get back in the Pixar fold again, because we can't keep doing this to ourselves. And yeah, this is a pretty bad movie. It actually held the record for the lowest box office gross for a CG animated film until Dougal beat it out the following year, which was another one of those movies produced by. That one was distributed by the Weinstein Company. We'll get to them later in the year, because the Weinsteins are starting their company coming up soon. But yeah, this film is just pretty bad. This film is just a bad movie. It's a film that just has nothing of value to it whatsoever. The animation looks terrible. The voice acting is completely wasted. The comedy is terrible. The story is bland. The villain, it's Tim Curry. I mean, he's going to play a stock villain, so yeah, you're not going to get anything of value out of this movie. Just like I didn't get any value out of this movie when I saw it. But, yeah, not much more to say about this one. Garbage movie, waste of time, avoided like the plague. So, that is Valiant. So let's go ahead and move on to our last movie we have here, and that is Supercross. But not just Supercross, Supercross the movie.
Guys in the world make a living riding motocross.
That's the dream.
For two brothers, don't give up your day job.
I didn't come out here to crash out.
With nothing to lose.
Better watch your back tonight.
Yeah, right. There's nowhere to go but up.
You want to be alone?
I did. Think I'd be stripping.
On August 19th,
This is the greatest race the sport has ever seen.
risk everything. Fear nothing. Supercross, rated PG-13. August 19th, only in theaters.
So in the movie, Casey Carlisle, played by Steve Howey, and Tripp, played by Mike Vogel, are brothers who compete in the Supercross, a race involving off-the-road motorcycles on an artificial dirt track. Casey accepts a lucrative deal to race on a factory team and leaves behind his brother to fund his own racing. When an accident disables Tripp, Casey resolves his differences with him, and Tripp helps coach Casey to win the Supercross championship. You don't give a crap about this whatsoever. You probably don't even know that this movie even existed until I told you about it. Hell, I didn't know this movie existed until I looked it up again. But some other names of noteworthiness: Channing Tatum's in here, one of his early film roles. Cameron Richardson, you remember her from Alvin and the Chipmunks, that pointless lead female character from the first movie. That's the stock love interest for David Seville. Sophia Bush is in it. She was on Run Tree Hill, which was a popular show back in the day. Robert Carradine's in it. Robert Patrick. Aaron Carter. Yeah. I don't remember a single thing about this fucking movie. And, yeah, like I said, you probably don't remember anything about it either because it came and went. Nobody went to go see this movie. They really thought that this was going to bring in the audiences, and, yeah, it did not. It was a movie that was just dead on arrival, has a plot that is so similar to another movie like this, Grind, except Grind was actually at least trying to be funny. This fails miserably on what they were trying to do here. It's basically like a mix between Grind and Driven, two movies that did not work in any way, shape, or form, and focus way too much on stock characters that you would see on a CW show, or I guess the WB was still around at this point. But this is a terrible movie. This is a lousy, lousy film. A film that just quickly came and went. Nobody went to see it. Nobody saw it, and I barely remember a damn thing about it. So, what more can you say about it except, yeah, Supercross is not good enough to have the name Supercross the movie, and the movie is complete and utter garbage. And so with that said, we wrap up another edition of Time About the Movies, and we really are coming to the end of the dumping month of August, because we've got 3 movies that you probably don't even remember. Terry Gilliam has a new movie coming out, The Brothers Grimm. We also have the infamous The Cave, and we also have Undiscovered, which also features Ashley Simpson, because, if doing an Irish thing on Saturday Night Live wasn't embarrassing enough, she's in a movie that you probably have never even heard of. But we'll delve into those 3 movies that you probably remember. Okay, Brothers Grimm you might remember, but yeah, we'll delve into them on the next episode. That'll be coming up tomorrow. But until then, thank you so much for watching, and if you want to see more videos like this, please hit the playlist on the next page, check out the previous episode, and please also hit the like, subscribe, and notification button. We are less than 3 people away from 4,000 subscribers, and like I said in the beginning, we're getting so close. We are almost there. Get me to 4,000 subscribers. I can stop bothering you people about it until I need your help getting me to 5,000 subscribers. So if you do like these videos, like I said, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button. And with all that said, I am off. I will see you guys next time, and until then, as always, take care.